All right, Monday Night Football. Chicago Bears at the Los Angeles Rams.
It's all the primetime games this week.
Yeah, there's some good ones. This will be, they've had some good battles the last couple of years. 2018 was a good one. Rams go to the Super Bowl, but the Bears beat them in Chicago. So this one's in LA. Rams are coming off that loss last week. Against who? My mind just went
San
blank.
Francisco.
Against the 49ers, right there on Sunday Night Football. Nice job, Steve. And the Bears, are they the worst 5-1 team we've ever seen? Our friends, they're not really friends, Football Outsiders, I think Aaron Schatz, he's I do panels with him and every now, we talk.
Oh, yeah.
We're okay. Not friends, but we hang out once a year. And I think they actually looked it up in their numbers, and the Bears are not the worst 5-1 team in their extensive database. So just to answer that question, in your mind, though, worst 5-1 team in history?
I don't think they're a bad team.
I know you like them. I put you on the spot about the Bears every single week.
The problem is,
can they beat the Rams here? They're 6-point underdogs at LA.
If you don't have a good quarterback, people think you suck. Like the rest of the roster is good. There's a reason that they're 5-1 despite not having good quarterback play, and it's because they're a good team.
Last time we talked about this was 2 years ago. The Panthers were 6-2, and every week we said this is the worst team in history, and they went from 6-2 to 6-6 pretty quickly. We were right.
This is the Rams are 6-point favorites.
So Vegas isn't buying. Like the Bears barely have a positive point differential.
The Rams just lost to the 49ers.
Yeah, but the 49ers
that was the 49ers' first win outside of New Jersey.
Yeah, but the 49ers,
the Rams
came together.
The Rams are 4-0 against the NFC East and 0-2 against not the NFC East.
I get it.
And they're 6-point favorites against the Bears, who are 5-1 and quite good.
Yeah, I understand. I can't wait to see this Bears defense match up against the Rams and McVay. They did a great job. They've done a good job of slowing down that offense. The Niners did a good job of slowing down that offense and taking away some of the easy stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's a low-scoring game, but
explain to me how they're 6-point favorites. Justify it. Justify Vegas for me.
Nick Foles has put up 4 straight weeks of grades in the 60s. And when you do that, you're going to score 15 to 20 points a game.
All right.
Over time, that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
And the Rams have playmakers like Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp who are not going to drop the ball like they did on Sunday night against the 49ers. They're going to catch the ball this time.
Really?
And they've got a couple tight ends that are tough to cover.
Yeah.
And the Rams have more offensive firepower. That's it. And Jared Goff is playing like a top 10 quarterback.
Do they have more offensive firepower?
They have the ability to get the ball to their firepower more, as the way Nick Foles is playing right now.
We're changing now. Now they don't have more offensive firepower. They just have.
If Jared Goff was throwing to Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet's going to emerge as a nice tight end threat for my dynasty team. I just like the Rams offense better.
Okay, I could buy that. I don't see a 6-point swing. The Rams scored 16 against the 49ers, who don't have a particularly good defense at the moment.
Look, I would probably take the Bears to cover, but I really need this theory tested by our friends over at the PFF forecast.
Yeah.
When the hypothetical tier 3 or even tier 4 quarterback, my theory is that you just can't predict those games from a gambling standpoint.
Yeah.
Compared to, tier 1 or 2 quarterbacks.
Dude, Nick Foles, the most volatile quarterback in the NFL. Why would you ever want to put money on that?
I wouldn't.
Because it could go anywhere.
Right.
Like statistically, it can go anywhere. I would just point out, though, that the Rams have scored 20 or fewer points 3 times this season. So for all this high power, and they've played the NFC East, remember? All of it.
Yeah, I think
the Bears have a good defense.
They're playing a safe brand of they're playing a safe brand of football. Not a lot of big-time throws from Goff. He threw a dime. He had the big-time throw of the week last week, by the way. It was dropped along the sideline by Woods. Not a lot of big-time throws, not a lot of turnover. It's just a safe brand of football.
Yes.
But they're ready to unload.
I do think that Aaron Donald against Chicago's interior offensive line is a pretty massive mismatch.
Yes.
We talked about this, or I talked about this on Miami radio, maybe, talking about the Tua thing, right? If you're facing Aaron Donald, you can remove him from the game, right? You can scheme him out of it. You can get rid of the ball quickly. You can run away from him. You can double team him. You can do all kinds of stuff to make sure that Aaron Donald is not a factor in the game. But you do need to do that, because if you don't, he will destroy you. Like, it's simple, right? If you game plan for him, he can be eliminated, but you have to actually consciously do that for 60-something plays in a game. Because if you don't, he will ruin your life. And if you're Chicago and you have a pretty bad interior to begin with, and Nick Foles, who's capable of just like blindly heaving the ball into triple coverage when he's under pressure, you do need to go ahead and do that. Because if you decide that, you know what, we're just going to execute our game plan, execute better than they will, and that's how we win the game, you will die. He will wreck your game,
right, and
it will be night-night, and that's 6 points right there. So that's like the first step, right? If we come out and Chicago has no interest in dedicating extra resources to Aaron Donald, the Rams will win and the Rams will cover 6 points. If they do that, however, I think they have a good shot of winning this game.
Khalil Mack is back.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I don't think it's coincidence, by the way, that he's back when Akeem Hicks is back.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to that. I will say, looking back at the last couple of years, remember in 2018, the Bears defense was really incredible. The Rams offense was rolling. And this was when the Rams offense started to slow down at the end of the year, and the Bears held them to 6 points on Sunday Night Football. Last year, they held them to 17 in a loss. So the Bears do have a history of slowing down the offense and keeping it close. All right. All right. You talking me back into it?
Yeah.
No, 6 is rich. I agree 6 is rich. I like Chicago to cover. I like the Rams to win. If for nothing else, I think the Bears being 5-1, I'm a couple weeks in a row probably going to be saying this, like they have to come back down to earth. I like the Rams to win, Bears to cover.
I have gone the same way, but I really wouldn't be shocked if Chicago won this outright.
Oh man, you are the biggest. Once they got rid of Trubisky,
well,
even when they had him, you've become the biggest Bears fan.
Trubisky was playing well enough that he wasn't preventing a good team winning games. Foles has come in and hasn't really upgraded on Trubisky, and they're still winning games. And he hasn't played well. Like at some point, Foles is actually going to play well, and this team is going to look like the 85 Bears, let alone the 2020 ones. This is a foundationally good team, not fundamentally. This is a foundationally good team that has pieces. It just needs a quarterback, and they haven't got one yet. If they do, like the ceiling is high. Forget the floor. The fact that they, 5-1 is a myth. Like this is a better team than 5-1 if they get a quarterback.
You just going to keep your thesaurus handy?
Well, I now need another one because I've used fundamental and
fundamental, thesaurus open,
and I need a
just
third.
Roll through the options. I'll give you some time.
Cool.
To do that. I'm taking the Rams to win, Bears to cover.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the PFF YouTube channel. And if you want to subscribe, all you have to do is push the button. Don't forget everything you get. A little fantasy, push the button. A little green line for the gambling aspects of the game, push the button. College football, push the button. The YouTube channel from PFF.